To the Chinese people, the Great Wall of China is a symbol of national strength. In reality, however, its construction reflected a moment of dynastic weakness. The wall visitors see today was mostly built in the 16th century, when the Ming dynasty was crumbling. The emperors worried that their failing empire would be overrun by fierce nomad tribes to the north. But instead of trying to compromise with these groups, they listened to the advice of a war faction. The outcome was a massive barrier protected by armies. Echoes of this history reverberate today in the South China Sea, where China is building huge fortifications, artificial islands dredged from the seabed, to help defend a 9-dash line that encircles almost the entire stretch of water. U.S. Admiral Harry Harris has railed against the man-made islands as a Great Wall of Sand. U.S. Defense Secretary Ash Carter warns that China risks building a Great Wall of self-isolation through actions that have alarmed its neighbors. In a few days, a UN court in The Hague will pass its verdict on a challenge to China's territorial claims brought by the Philippines. Beijing is widely expected to lose. Yet, there's an even more fundamental issue at stake, one that dominated the debate in the old Ming court and that has rumbled on in one form or another ever since. How should China conduct its relations with the world? It's a mistake to think, as some in the Pentagon evidently do, that China's policies toward the South China Sea are entirely inflexible. In Beijing, debate is alive. On one side are hawks in the military who want to turn the waterway into a Chinese lake. They are backed by state energy companies eyeing potentially vast undersea oil and gas reserves. The hyper-nationalists in this military-industrial complex would probably like to push other claimants, including the Philippines and Vietnam, off the rocks and reefs they control. They might even welcome a short war to put these smaller countries in their place. But their counsel is opposed by moderates in the foreign policy establishment, as well as academia, who represent a tradition that dates all the way back to the Ming dynasty and earlier. They stress trade and diplomacy over military solutions. In other words, exchanges, not walls. China's modern rulers, like their Ming predecessors, are in a bind. If they choose conciliation, they risk being branded as weak or even unpatriotic. In the end, of course, the Great Wall was a colossal failure. In 1644, Manchu horsemen swept past the fortifications and captured the capital, Beijing, establishing China's last imperial dynasty, the Qing. The real lessons of the Great Wall of China are these. Strength derives from compromise, and barriers only provoke resistance.